What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. XCN USD. It is the 7th day of October. Here we are at about 1.125 cents. We got 5 days. I know it says 11 hours, but it's like 5 days, 10 hours, 20 minutes left of the day and in the week here. We are just moving sideways, heavily anticipating that OnyxCoin breaks out to the upside here any day now. Any freaking day now, you guys. It's going to be epic. It's going to be absolutely absurd, and maybe not absurd at all. Well deserved how much we pump here over the coming days. Expecting some big things, that's for damn sure. If we're looking at this on the daily time frame, we do have a little bit of a transition going on, don't we, right? You've been moving down here, right? Lower highs, lower lows. Then you kind of transition sideways, and what you get, you got a nice pump up. Lower highs, lower lows, and then you transition sideways. We might get a nice little pump up. Hopefully that's what we get, because if we move down, well, that would be a no-no, man. Especially if the rest of the market's about to move up. I think that would be very bad. That'd be problematic. You don't want to see any of your altcoins. It's okay if they're not moving up as much as other coins, but you don't want to see them moving down while the rest of the market's showing strength, right? It's okay if your coin moves down as long as it just pumped, right? Like if the rest of the market's moving up and your coin moves down after doing something like this, then it's okay. But after this, consolidating since April 11th, no. We need to show life when the rest of the market shows life. And we will. I'm very confident that OnyxCoin will. I'm just saying we're clearly at a point where we're going to break out one direction or the other, and I'm hoping that it's to the upside, not to the downside, okay? Because if it is to the downside, well, we're going to have a whole different kind of conversation, and people will hate me. Looking at the daily time frame here, the RSI is very neutrally postured, which is actually positive because you were negatively postured for quite a while there. So shifting neutral is good, right? We're shifting gears. We do have higher lows here. We do have higher highs as well overall, and we're just shifted toward the upside. I want to see us get overbought, okay? Getting overbought would be a very good thing, and not just getting in it and getting out of it in like 2 or 3 days, but like living in it. You guys, you remember what living in the overbought zone is like, right? Those were the glory days. We want to see that kind of stuff. Stochastics here, while they were pointed down, rejecting the 50, it looks like they're crossed back up, coming up, which is nice to see. The MACD on the daily time frame looks like it wants to cross above the 0, moving up here. There's a lot of bullish things that are implied in this chart that are saying we're not moving up yet, but when we do, it's going to be explosive, and I can't wait to see it, man. I really do think that from here, 1.1 cents, we're just going to straight teleport all the way up to this 1.8 cent area, 2.2 cent area, and even beyond that. We're going to see some fantastic growth in a very short amount of time. Of course, we're going higher. 26 to 32 cents is the expectation, the ultimate target by the end of October, if not sometime in November. And if not then by the end of the year. Ultimately, we're going to go to prices that are worth $1 or more by the end of the cycle. That'd be my expectation as well. Looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, and I was checking this out. I don't think there's any updates. Let me refresh this and see here real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Refresh and see. Come on, X. Let's see here. Nope, nothing new. Yep, just this. Farming is currently, and what is it? Why is that? Why do they have the Uniswap thing here? Is it because that's the liquidity pool? It's on Uniswap. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But that's a unicorn, right? Like they don't even say anything about Uniswap, but they have the Uniswap logo on there. I just noticed that. That's kind of a, maybe it's because the liquidity pulls through Uniswap. I don't know. Anyways, but that wouldn't make sense. Maybe it makes sense, but I don't know. Anyways, looking at this here, hold on, you guys, hold on. Looking at this here on the 1 hour time frame for XCN, we have sold off a little bit this hour, down 2%. That's a pretty fierce looking candle right here. Probably because Bitcoin's moving down, right? Yeah, we're gonna consolidate. Oh yeah, that's why it looks identical, right? What are these liquidation levels looking like right now? Shorts have come up a little bit, longs have come down. Yeah, shorts are up high. Yeah, we might see some volatility here. We were kind of expecting that, but XCN, RSI looks very bullish overall. Higher lows, higher highs. Kind of neutral overall, if I'm being honest, but right now you look pretty bullish. You could come down a little bit and still maintain that bullish stance. Stochastics would suggest we go lower, and the MACD would suggest we go lower too, but I don't think we go too much lower. Right, we might find support here and then continue to rally. Bitcoin, whenever it consolidates, whenever Bitcoin does this consolidating stuff, that typically allows, consolidating like this, it typically allows altcoins to rally, to do this. So I would expect over the coming days, if Bitcoin starts to consolidate, which I am expecting, then altcoins will start to rally as well. Looking at the 4-hour time frame here, higher lows, higher highs, bullish on the RSI. The stochastics are bearish if we're being fair, but you do have a higher low trajectory that would suggest you find support right around where you are here. And the MACD looks bullish. I like that you're bouncing off the zero. I doubt that we go lower. This gives me a lot of confidence that over the days to come, we're going to continue to move higher. Right, the MACD bouncing off the zero is it's typically a pretty powerful sign there. And the 4-hour time frame, again, whenever we think forward like this, today is the 7th. Over here, that's the 15th. So that's like a week's worth of price action right there, right? We've got days worth of growth to come. And knowing OnyxCoin and how it moves, we're probably not going to move like that. We'll probably move more like that, would be my guess, right? Once we break out of this zone, we're going to break it. We're gonna break it hard, man. When this thing moves up, notice how it moves. These are just cute little moves. It's nothing compared to what's actually coming over the coming days and weeks here. Looking at the daily time frame. Daily time frame right now, we've already gone over these indicators. Let's look at the overall high to low. High to low here. High to low right there. Rejected the golden ratio, came down. You're just below the 236. You're right in what would arguably be the best area to acquire some XCN, some altcoins, right? Whenever you're below the 236, that's the most ideal. Anywhere below the 0.5 is ideal, in my opinion. But buying below the 236 is the most opportunistic moments because you're in your like kind of cheapest zone. Whenever we do move higher, the expectation is that we hit the 1272 at a minimum, right? We probably, and whenever I say at a minimum, I just mean for our first stop. That'd be about a 7x from here. 7x to what would be about a 13, almost about a 14x from here. And then after that, going into the later parts of October, if not maybe the early parts of November, we'd expect to see a 22x or more overall. And this is a large move. This is a very large move. And I've had people ask, why do you give a 10x value or 10x proposition for one coin or a 5x for another, or why this, why that? But OnyxCoin always gets these massive expectations. That's because OnyxCoin has moved up at a massive rate. That's because OnyxCoin has consolidated since January of this year for a very, very long time. Not many coins have consolidated like this and sat atop a very massive pump like this, okay? This is a signal that there's more to come, okay? And this long consolidation phase validates the fact that it's going to be a large move, okay? We've done the math beyond that. We've done the math XCN USD versus XCN BTC, and then comparing it with Bitcoin itself. We've done the math and found that it really doesn't make sense to consider targets that are anywhere less than 15.7 cents. Like, that is pessimistic still, but at least there's some logic that could suggest we do stop at about 15.4 cents. Sorry, 15.74 cents. But there's a lot of logic that suggests that we go to 26 to 32 cents. A lot of different targets to line up with that. And if not, again, if not by the end of October or November, maybe then it's by the end of the year. But if we move up at the same pace that we saw back here, or a little bit lesser than that even, we could easily be in this area going into the end of the month of October, right? I just drew it like that, and the end of October, I mean, that's the 3rd of November right there, let alone if we're there, you know, maybe in the 1st of November, something like that. So if I'm off by a few days, don't hate me. And once we get up here, I definitely won't be off by a few days. We were calling for this back here. We thought we'd come up here and do it. You know, we were calling for these targets way a ways ago. And they haven't taken place yet. But again, this consolidation is not bearish. This is a bullish phase consolidation. I hope it's very obvious that it is, right? Higher lows, lower highs. You're in this triangle pattern, sitting on top of a massive move like this. You're going to break out to the upside. And it's going to be very similar to what we saw here. In fact, again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this overall from a low to a high. If we saw a move like this transpire, that would take you all the way up to 40 cents. Maybe inevitably we do get to 40 cents. Perhaps we stop at 26 to 32 cents at first. We actually have some sense to be made out of targets that are at 40 cents and even 50 cents. We could be at these levels by the end of the year. I know we talk about 26, 32 cents by the end of the year, but we could be at 53 cents or higher by the end of the year as well. It just depends. It depends on what we see by the end of this month, you know. But I'll walk you guys through it as it happens. I'll be here to hold your hand and my own hand. Weekly time frame, weekly RSI is neutral right now, but very strong overall. You're ready to move up, okay? Stochastics are ready. The MACD is at a point where we'd start to scoop the zero and bounce as well. All we're waiting for is the rest of the market to show life. When Bitcoin validates that it's consolidating, right? I think what we're waiting for, the reason why altcoins haven't pumped yet, if you're looking at the others chart, altcoins haven't pumped yet, is because I think the market's waiting to see, is this a shakeout? Are we going to dump? Is Bitcoin going to dump? Or is this a consolidation phase? And once it validates itself as a consolidation phase, I think that's when we'll see altcoins rally. That's when we'll see coins like XCN rally, and the rest is history. I don't have anything else that I want to say. I've said everything I need to say. I hope you guys are prepared for the pumps that are coming, the days ahead, okay? Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves, all right, and plan accordingly. Take care, bye-bye.